Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Finn's Take with CB83. Hey, coming to you for another banger. What's poppin' with y'all on this great, what is it, Wednesday night? What's going on with y'all, man? What is poppin'? Finn's Take with CB83 coming to you for another banger, another show, another Miami Dolphins practice recap. The Miami Dolphins are in Houston, Texas, in the Lone Star State, in the state of Texas, getting after it with you, Houston Texans. So much to discuss, so much to talk about. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Shout out to the homie Incognito who was in here, numero uno. Hit the like button, fins up. You already know what time it is. You know how we get it cranking on these Wednesday nights. Hey, we going up. We got a lot to talk about. It's Miami Dolphins Central. Let's go. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got 5 in the room. Hit the like on your way in. I know people are popping in. We got the notifications on. They're going out right now. Do your boy a favor. Punch that damn like button right now. As we get to it, we about to get it cracking. Salute to the homie Canes. He says salute CB83 and everyone. Hey, appreciate you coming through. Hey, big ups to the members gang. Captain of the squad, Shake Money. The squad consists of William Perry, Chef Jew, Raul Parada, Cruz Ruiz, Shake Money. It's another beautiful day, Shake. Andravia Shaw, Irv Figueroa, the homie G, Big Slick, Adam Sadowski, the Wayne D experience, and rounding out the clan, the homie S. Harris. I appreciate you guys coming through. I appreciate all the love. Hey, become a member, hit the link, join the squad, get these fire ass emojis. You know how we do over here. You know how we get it in. We get it cranking, we get it popping. Let's go. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Irv in the building, one of the members. Salute OG CB83. Yes, sir. Members gang in the building. The Dolphins realtor is here. TDR in the building. He says he's early. Yes, you are, bro. You're usually late. What's going on? You early to the show now? What's popping, man? Green Rat, I see you in the building. What's popping? What you fins up? Mr. Fanatic, fins up. Andres Lamoza. What's good? What's up, CB83? Yes, sir. Let's get it cranking for my homie Andres. Let's get it. Yes, sir, Andres. You know how we do it. Andravia Shaw is in the building. Click, clack, bang. Members gang. The homie Shake Money is here. Hey, what does he say? They making fun of our boy Tua in August. September 10th is what matters. It's coming. Hey, Tua Nears, Tua Leroy is coming. Just be patient. Be patient. They did the same thing to us last year. They laughed. They clowned us, right? They clowned us. They laughed. They gave us a hard time. They said, there's no way this kid is going to come out and play well, right? We win week 1, right? He plays okay. We win week 1. Week 2, we win. We win again, right? And then, we go into Baltimore. It's looking abysmal. First half, they're all over us. They're killing us. Tua's trash. Get him out of here. He's not good enough, right? And then he just comes out the second half and just simply obliterates the Ravens defense. And from that point on, we knew that it was going to be a good season. And that's how it turned out to be. We just got to keep the kid healthy. Now, Tua, you know what you got to do. You got to go out. You got to play consistent, play good football. Hey, I understand it's practice right now, right? You're going to take some lumps in practice. You got to. If you don't take them now, I don't want you taking them in the game. Let's take them now. Take them in practice. Take them in preseason. Let's take these lumps now. But hey, Andres, it doesn't matter. We're still gonna come out on top. We always come out on top. That's what you guys got to understand. We're for our team. We support our team. We support everybody on our team. So in the end, we will come out on top. We will. We will. Shout out to the homie Roger Goodell's burner. TFTG always crying. That place is depressing. Are they over there crying right now? I hope not. Jeez Louise. You gotta get tired of that. That's a bad place to be in. I can't do that. I'm rocking with Tua Leroy.
All right, Leroy. Who's the one and only master?
I am.
Oh, God damn. Let me go, motherfucker. Let me go.
Yo, that's Tua Leroy, man. Y'all better get with it or get lost, man. Y'all see me in my new Dolphins threads, little polo action. You know, hey, your boy clean up nice, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. 20 in the room. Do your boy a favor, hit the like. My man Roger Goodell's burner says, imagine crying in mid-August. That is a crazy thought. Like, I couldn't be right now, like, even if practice was horrible, like, I still couldn't be like putting all my stock in it because it's like, bro, we still got a few weeks until we play. Like, we still got a whole damn near a whole month, right? We'll be good. And last year we were a top 6 offense, you know, without Tua playing in 5 games. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Trust me. We'll be good. Just relax. Hit him with the Aaron Rodgers. Relax, buddies. Relax. We'll be okay. Just relax. Big Nick is in the building. He says, bruh, if they're the only one streaming, our fan base will always be in the dumbest in the league. Facts. Yeah, hey, bro, and Big Nick, I pride myself in trying to be objective in regards to our fan base and trying to be objective in regards to our team. But some of these cats streaming, hey, they play on your fear. It's like watching Fox News or watching CNN. It's like watching the news, bro. Like it's based off fear and FOMO, like fear of missing out and stuff like that, bro. We'll be fine. Like, relax. We'll be good. Take a chill pill, my man. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Don't get up in your feelings, man. We'll be good. Andres says McDaniel was playing the flats, testing out the corners we need for the season. No need to overact. Or he said the counters. Okay, testing out the counters. And honestly, looking at the play, and I'm gonna go to the pick 6 play. I'm gonna show y'all the play, and we're gonna analyze it. Just kind of look at it, right? And see what he did on the play. And that's what people do in practice, right? They're trying to do things that they think they can get away with, right? And I'm fine with Tua taking his lumps in practice because it's going to make him a better player. And that's what I want you guys to understand. All right, you had a couple of pick sixes today. Get it out your system. Now you know you can't just throw that blindly. And we'll break it down and analyze it. And that's what people won't do. They won't show you the play, break it down, analyze it, show you how Tua can be better next time. They just will say, oh, he's throwing a pick 6 in practice, so the world is ending. We're going to be a bad football team. No, bro, that's not it, dog. That's just not it. Like, we could get better off that. And that's what I want you guys to understand. There's context to it. Like, it's not an L, it's a learning experience. He'll learn off that. So tomorrow when he goes out there, he'll say, hey, damn, I can't throw that blindly. These dudes out here are good enough. He jumped that because he knew I was coming back to it. So you got to understand that. Like, and I'm fine with that happening right now in practice. I'm fine with that happening now, because if it doesn't happen now and it happens in the game, then we're in a much different spot, right? I'd much rather him learn from it now while he's in practice than learn from it once the season takes place. And honestly, I think Tua needs those plays. He needs those plays where he gets picked off for trusting his instinct instead of seeing it for himself, right? He thinks he can move guys with his eyes. And sometimes guys aren't going to bite on that shit. And that's what you got to realize. Like sometimes you think they're going to do it. Hey, I'm looking this way. You would think the guy is going to, hey, move that way because he wants to be in position to make a play. But sometimes he's thinking, no, I have a feeling that he's going to come back to this guy. And since I have this feeling he's coming back to this guy, I'm going to trust it. I'm going to stay put. And when he does come back to this guy, as soon as I see him flip the head, I'm going to go trust my eyes and go get that. So that's what you guys got to understand. And I love the fact that he got picked. I love the fact that it was at the end of the game, meaningful. It's a meaningful period where you're moving the ball, you're trying to score, you're trying to win the game. And it creates a sense of urgency for him. Hey, I got to understand that I can't do that in that position. I can't always think that my eyes and the way I flip my head is going to be able to move guys. Because some guys will not fall for that shit. It's the NFL. They watch film just like he watches film. They practice just like he watches practice and just like he practices. So, I mean, and that's what you got to take from it. It's a learning experience, always, always. So I'm glad it's happening now. I'm not going to do like the other guys in the community and get my panties in a bunch. I'm just not going to do that. It's just not worth it, right? I know Tua will be better as a result of it. He'll realize, hey, great play by the corner, but I can't do that. I can't throw that blindly and think that guys aren't going to jump it because these guys are superior athletes. As soon as they see me flip my head back, they're going to make a move for it. And that's exactly what happened. And I'll get into showing you the play. And I'll show you the play right now so we can see it. Big Slick, I see you. What's good? He says, what's up, CB83? Hey, got a question. Are we giving Connor Williams a pass this camp? I am. And Connor Williams, a vet. He's a solid player. He has played, he has, periods and times and plays where he gets beat, and that's every player. But I'm thinking Connor Williams will be a guy to solidify the middle. He'll solidify that interior. We'll be fine. I know right now he's had a couple hiccups here and there, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And we'll talk about it. Shout out to the homie G. G says, shout out to all the Fin fans checking in from Cowboy Nation. Hit the like button, support our guy CB. Yes, sir. Eric is definitely the homie, man. I'm trying to get G to start his own little Cowboys. Start your own Cowboys YouTube channel. That joint will rock, bro. G really knows football too. Like G's the homie from high school. We go way back. So G's a solid dude. He knows ball. When you see him in the chat, hey, just know we in there. Tom Dino, what's good? Fins up. I see you, Tom. AB, Duke Tomlinson. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Sean in the building. Yo, Sean, what's popping with you? Aqua, what's good? I see you. Guys, hit the like on your way in. We're going to get into it. I'm going to show y'all to play because I know that's what y'all want to see. T Respect, I see you. No, I think the haters wanted Tua to throw those in real games. And honestly, the haters probably do. But Tua is very good at protecting the football. Like when we go back and look at last year, Tua had a crazy run where he barely threw any interceptions last year. He was just really good at protecting the ball. Now, down the stretch, Green Bay game, he had 3. And then he had a couple other games where he had some multiple picks. But honestly, really good at protecting the ball. He's usually very smart with the football. Now he's just got to learn, hey, my eyes aren't going to move everybody. I got to figure out where it is. I got to see where guys are before I deliver that football. It's not always going to be, oh, I'm moving guys with my eyes. It's just not always going to be that. So I think that's going to be important for Tua to understand and learn as he kind of develops into his professional career. And that's what I want you guys to understand too. These guys are young. These guys are young quarterbacks. They're still figuring out what they can and cannot do in the league. And that's one thing Tua has always thought he could do really well, move guys with their eyes, with your helmet, right? You turn your head this way, you think they're going to move this way. Some guys, he's staying backside. He's just going to hang there. right? He's got a man to man. He's gonna hang there. He's gonna wait for you to come back to him. If you come back to him, he's gonna jump it, and that's what happened. So, shout out to the homies in the chat. I see you. I see you, Big Nick. Big Nick says, "Dog, I thought Dallas had the worst fans, but is this what they hear when listening to us, bro?" And honestly, the Dolphins fan base is pretty toxic, bro. Pretty toxic. And I'm not even engaged with other fan bases, but it seems like the Dolphins fan base just has a totally different dynamic. And I'm sure it's because of the quarterback situation, but it is pretty damn wild. Pretty damn wild. G says Connor Williams, ex-Cowboy, he's solid. Nobody's special, but he can do his job, and he did his job well last year. Top 5 center in the league, played well. Had times where he struggled, right? All players do, but for the most part, he's pretty consistent for us. Very consistent. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Cap, I see you. Yo, is this true? Tua's homeboy from Alabama exposed his spot throwing today. Ex-teammate on the Texans said he read to his eyes during his first progression. TD been saying the same thing for 3 years. I hear you, Cap. I hear you. And I talked to TD a little bit today via text back and forth. And, TD said Tua's not trash. And I was like, well, maybe he is. Maybe he is, TD. Like, playing a little devil's advocate. Maybe he is, TD. Maybe he is a one-read quarterback. Maybe he can't read defenses. And TD came back with some positivity, and I was like, TD, like, what has gotten into you? Like, what? And I think TD understands, and TD's a smart dude, right? He understands that Tua can do certain things. He thinks he's limited in certain things as well. But he understands that his limitations are, somewhat fixable, I guess. He could get better at certain things, but right now he just feels like he's capped off, and he can only do certain things. So I respect his take for that. But there's a lot to dissect when you look at quarterback play, right? Really a lot to dissect. There's a lot that these guys are doing. Going through progressions, reading the defense. You don't know what the concept of the play is. You don't know what Mike McDaniels is expecting on certain plays. So it's hard to kind of gauge it, right? So that's a big part of it too, like the coaching aspect. What is the coach expecting from Tua on certain plays? So when I watch it, I just try to analyze it from what I think it could be. I still don't know what Mike McDaniel is expecting of his quarterback on certain plays. So it's hard for me to just get out there and just like play Monday morning quarterback because I don't know. So I do know football. I do know a lot about the game of football, and that's why I watch the film. I try to dissect it. I try to see what Mike McDaniels is expecting on certain plays and trying to get from his offense. But I think Tua will be fine, and I'm happy that he's experiencing these type of situations and these type of failures now here in camp at this point in time, because it's a good thing to have. And that's what I think Mike McDaniels kind of talked about it today, right? And I wrote some notes down, but the note I wrote down was what was it? So it's a concept. It's called like failing forward, right? Failing forward fast. And Omar and Poupart talked about this on their show. They do a good show. I always watch those guys. I watch everybody. I try to. But they do a podcast. I think it's called All Dolphins Podcast. So it talks about failing forward fast, right? You want guys to, in football, you want them to have failures, right? And you want them to be able to correct the failures, right? So you want them to fail forward. It's kind of like a kid who's a baby who's trying to walk, right? Right? They're trying to walk. They're standing up, right? The baby won't get anywhere if they just stand in place, right? They really got to, have the faith to take the steps, walk out, and fall. Like they got to be able to fall, right? So and failing forward means that, hey, we want you to have these failures so we can correct them and just make you a better football player. And I think that's what Mike McDaniel is really stressing at this point, is that, hey, we're going to go out there every day and work and get better on certain things, but we got to work to correct things that we are going to see at some point in the season, right? Adversity will hit, but let's work to try to get the kinks out now so we can prevent those adversities and from hitting in the season. We want everything to hit. We want you to fail now in camp. That's what we want. We want the failures in camp. We want you to throw the pick six here in camp so you understand that, hey, now I feel like I can't do that. I can't approach it that way because I tried to do that in camp, and that I saw that guy make that play. So I just can't trust myself to do that. Right. I can't throw it blindly, because throwing it blindly will get me caught up. Right. So I think that's what Mike McDaniel is really stressing as far as his team goes, is just making sure guys are put in tough situations now. Right. Iron sharpens iron. Put Tua in a tough situation. Make it hot, make it stressful for him, make him throw the ball on third down to go win it. Don't give him the easy, oh, we're going to run the ball twice. And that's what happened, right? So Tua gets the team all the way down the field. I think the score is 9-7. We're behind in the drill, right? So we're behind in the drill 9-7. We get within field goal range. We could have ran the ball 2 or 3 times, kicked the field goal 1, right? But Mike McDaniel chose to put him in a situation where, hey, you're going to have to throw us to a win, buddy. Like, you're not going to be able to just run the ball a couple times and kick a field goal. Of course, we could do that, right? We could do that, win the game, but that's not what we're going to do in this moment, because there may come a time where it's not 9-7. It may be 14-7, right? 14-7, and we need you to go throw a touchdown in this moment. So we know our kicker can kick that kick and make it, but you gotta put Tua in some uncomfortable situations. And I'm fine with Mike McDaniel doing that, because it's teaching lessons. It's him learning how to be a better football player in those moments. So I'm fine with it, right? It's not going to stress me out, because everything that happens now in camp is going to make Tua a better player during the season, right? Not going to stress it. And it seems like he had a good day, but there were a couple pick sixes in there. There were a couple plays that he probably wishes he could have had back. And that's going to be what he needs to hone in on the next day and just figure out, hey, I can't make that play. I got to figure out a way to do something else to make that play. So that's where you got to be. Irv says, Cap, that's ridiculous. Tua is one of the fastest processors in the NFL at the QB and goes through his reads very quickly, especially in year 3. Tua is also very good moving guys off their spots, manipulating defenders off their spots with his eyes. And that's a very good observation, right? Now, manipulating defenders off their spot with his eyes is great, right? But what happens when that defender does not move and he realizes he's playing the chess game, right? What happens when that defender says, oh, I'm going to be a step ahead of Tua. I'm going to sit my ass down right here, not let him move me with the eyes, and I'm going to come back and pick that shit off, right? It's no fun when the other guy got the gun, right? So Tua has to understand that there are levels to this, right? And you got to be a step ahead of the guy next time, right? A step ahead of the guy would have been, hey, looking at one side of the field, coming back to Chosen, looking like you're going to throw it to Chosen, and finding another guy to throw it to, right? Because throwing it to Chosen in that moment was an automatic pick. Safety saw it. He played it. ex-teammate, that's what happens. But you got to understand that it's a chess game. So Tua's got to understand, hey, next time I got to figure out a way to make the throw. Maybe I make it quicker instead of holding it a little bit longer. Hey, maybe I fire it in there right now, right? Maybe I don't try to move the guys with my eyes. Maybe I look at chosen first and throw it to him first this time, right? Because I'm moving the guys with my eyes may not be the way to go in that situation. So I think there's a lot of ways to look at it. But shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm pulling a play up right now. I'm tired of people talking about it. I know y'all want to take a look at it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see you, H Mounty. I see you in the building. What's up with y'all? Cap for Life, Big Nick, Irv in the building, and the Dolphins Realtor. B Show, I see you. He said we coming. Hey, we coming, B Show. We definitely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And ABAB says maybe use more pump fakes too. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff you could do. Plenty of stuff you could do. Plenty of stuff you can do to kind of get these guys off their spots. So let me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up. Let's pull it up right now. Present, share screen. Bam, 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 bam. Let's do this. Right there. All right. So this is the play. This is the play. Let me get this stuff off the screen. This is what I want you guys to see. Let me do this right here. So I'm going to take this off the screen here. I'm going to go max it out. Yeah. So I'll max it out. So here we go right here. This is the play we saw in practice, right? So this is the play last play of practice, right? Tua had a great driving it down the field. No one's completions, I don't think. I think he hit Tyreek for a big gain. I think that was Durham Smythe for a big game as well. So tight ends end up showing up, finally in practice. They're making some plays. But when I was down at practice, the tight ends were making plays. It's just, small chunks. So this is the play here. And I appreciate you. He says CB is always, hey, bro, I'm going to always kill it with the film breakdowns. This is what I do. I'm a football junkie. So let's rewind it back here, right? Let's look here. We're winding it back. So Cedric Wilson is out here, right? Cedric Wilson is out on the left side. Chosen Anderson, I'm assuming, is on that side too, right? Looks like Braxton Berrios is in tight, close to the line of scrimmage, close to the 5 down linemen. We got 5 down linemen here. So we got one defender here, one defender there. Looks like one defender there. Looks like we got a 4-man front. Let's take a look at it. Right. And when we look at it, so we got one down here, some stand-up guys. Is this a tight end right here? So we got 5 down linemen. No, that's a defender right there. So a 5 on the outside of him. We got a shade over the center. Looks like we got a 3 tech here, and we may have a guy out wide here. But 3 receivers, right? That's what we're seeing so far. So it was in shotgun formation, right? So shotgun formation. Appreciate everybody coming through. Hit the like on your way in. Takes the snap, looking to the right, right? Now he's looking to the right. There may be a receiver on the outside there. We know we have Berrios in the slot right here, kind of moving north vertical up the field, right? Tua turns his head, and this is the running back here. It looks like the running back's kind of in the like running a swing route or something like that in the flat over here. Tua flips his head back this way, and I want you guys to recognize, just eye this safety right here, right? So what Tua is thinking is, hey, when I look over here, this safety should move a little bit. He should kind of move towards this direction, ideally, right? He's thinking this guy here is going to shift over as he shows that he's looking in that direction. That guy is standing flat footed. He has not moved yet. He's not moved at all. He's standing there. Right? And it's kind of hard to see because this video, so it's this so slow, right? But I want to slow it down for you guys. So he's standing flat footed. He sees Tua comes back this way. At this point, I'm gonna show you right here. This is the point where he sees Tua come back right there, right? So he sees the head snap back. You can see Tua's looking in this direction, right? Looking in this direction. He knows he's got to come back this way. It's already late in the count, right? It's late in the play count. When you go from one side to the other, right? There's no way you typically go back to the other side after that. So at this point, he's just trusting what he's seeing. Hey, Tua's definitely making a play on this side of the field. So where are the guys at? This safety is already in motion. He's already seeing it. He's already seeing it, right? Hit the play button. Ball's in the air. He sees it. Chosen's running. It looks like Chosen's running some type of slant on the backside. Safety's there to pick. So and this is where there are some valid points in regards to sometimes Tua will throw it blindly. Like, let's be completely honest with ourselves. That is a situation where you're throwing the ball not blindly, but you expect guys to be in certain areas and you don't expect the defenders to be in certain areas. That's what's happening, right? He's thinking he's manipulating, the safety off of it, but it's not something he saw for himself. So I had to mute it real quick. So it's not something he actually saw for himself. So, and you can see to a pre-snap, look at the guy. He basically eyes him. He knows exactly where he's at. Watch. He's looking at him right there. So he's looking at him pre-snap. He knows where he's at. He knows it's his former teammate. He knows it's his guy, right? And this guy's probably seen this play a lot. He's probably seen Tua look guys off a lot and come back. And he thinks that, and he's just baiting them. That's all the safety's doing. He's just baiting them. Hey, go ahead. I'm going to stay flat for them to stay here. And then once you come back, I'm going to get it. So watch him. Right? He doesn't move. It would be different if he moved a little bit. He did not move at all. So he knows something is going on. And he just goes, he reads, reacts, crib. And that's it right there. That's it. So there are situations where you have a guy like Tua just throwing it. And he's, like I said, he's not throwing it blindly, but he's throwing it expecting guys to be in certain areas, and they are not there. He's expecting the defense to move, and they haven't moved. So Tua's got to understand, hey, sometimes guys are going to be ahead of me in terms of that, right? That's the chess match. They may be ahead of me. So since they're ahead of me, I got to figure out a way to add another layer to what I'm doing, right? So add another layer to it. I'm going to look this way. I'm going to come back this way to the other side, but I'm going to find a way to fire it in there or go to a different guy outside of the guy that the safety may be jumping the route on. And that's just the nature of the game. And I'm glad Tua is seeing this now in practice because he'll realize that, hey, great play by the safety. he was ahead of the game. He knew what I was doing. He knew what I was coming back to. And it's a great play. And sometimes guys will make great plays, and that's what I want you to understand too. These defenders are not, they get paid good amounts of money to make plays. So they watch a lot of film. The best ones do. They watch a lot of film. They study their opponent. Not saying this guy watched film on Tua, but study his opponent. But he knows Tua personally. He knows him. He's played against him multiple times. He's seen him in practice, so he knows how he plays. Now, everybody's not going to make that play on Tua. I can guarantee you that. There's a lot of guys in the league who won't make that play on Tua. But Tua's going to understand that, hey, I can't do that. I can't always throw that blindly. So, hey, learning experience. And that's what I want you guys to understand. It's a learning experience. He's going to get better as a result of it. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Come season time, he'll realize, hey, I gotta make sure that guy is moved. If he hasn't moved, I gotta find him. Like, and that's where that helmet cam and all of the stuff that he sees in practice is helping. Like, it's going to help him get better. He's gonna watch the film. He'll break it down. Mike McDaniel will have the discussion with him. He even said it in his press conference. He wished he could have that one back. I just wish I could have it back. If I could have it back, I'd do it differently. So that's what we want to see. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the homie Alex Renee Diaz becoming a YouTube member. He's the 13th of the crew. He is the Dan Marino, Dan the man of the clan. Appreciate you, bro. Love the fact that you're in the members gang. Alex, we gonna win, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, here's Alex. Hey, here's Alex walking into the members gang. Alex, throw them emojis up. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Hey, I'm 40 minutes in. I just wanted to do a little recap. Appreciate you, Alex. Hey, you in the gang now, bro. Hey, ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Shout out to the homies in the chat. I see y'all. Q, I see you. Cap for life. Dolphins Thirsty, I see you. Hey, shout out to Dolphins Thirsty. If y'all don't follow Dolphins Thirsty, go check their channel out over there. They do a fantastic job of providing you guys with some Dolphins content. Shout out to the homies, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate everybody in the building. G, I see you. G says, don't defend it. CB in his interview, he is speaking in past tense. Yeah, I mean, Tua knows. Tua knows the plays he can and can't make. He wish he could have that one back. He'll be fine. He'll learn from it. Learning experience. That's what we say, right? Young quarterbacks, man. That's what they do, man. They get out there, they throw balls. Some are good, some are bad, and they figure out what they can and cannot do. That's a part of the game, bro. And that's every player. Every player's learning and trying to figure it out. Even in year 10 and 15, some of these players are still learning a lot about the game, learning what they can and cannot do. Learning what they can get away with. So, hey, shout out to Tua, shout out to everybody, man. They working. They trying to get after it. So, I wanted to do like a short recap of practice. So let's talk about this Christian Wilkins situation. I think that's next on the agenda because honestly, Christian Wilkins is doing a hold in, and Mike McDaniels addressed it today. He said he basically identified that Christian Wilkins is holding in. He's not practicing. He's not doing the team part of the drills because he wants his contract. He wants his money, right? So right now it seems like they're kind of dug in, right, on the prices, on the negotiation. Hopefully a deal gets done soon. Now, the only other thing I see happening is a Christian Wilkins trade. Like there are only a couple alternatives, right? There's really a few, right? He can sit out, not play, claim he's hurt or something like that, right? We could pay him. He's happy. We spend the money. He's playing, making plays for us, right? Or we move him, right? Now, Christian Wilkins at this point, can he get us a first round draft pick if we trade him? Possibly. Possibly. I think it's possible. He's put together two really good years of football. First couple years, not as great, but it takes players time to develop in this league. Right now, he really wants his money, and he feels like he's deserved it. And honestly, I think he has. I mean, he's played pretty well for us. He's a good player. Um, Now I'm not going to say he's elite or dominant at his position, but he's a good football player. He's a good piece on our team. He's an integral part of our defense. Top 100 player. You can't be mad at that. Now, I think the Miami Dolphins should go ahead, bite the bullet, pay him. It's going to free up some money this year. And then if we need to restructure him down the line, we restructure him. So go ahead and get the deal done, Chris Greer. I mean, at this point, you didn't get Dalvin. You didn't spend the money there. I'm fine with you paying Christian Wilkins. Don't matter to me. Get it done. Get him locked up so we can rock and roll. I want him getting the reps now and this preseason period and this training camp so we can kind of move forward with him on the roster. So that's my take on it. There's not much to talk about outside of that. It's either we're going to pay him or we're not going to pay him and we're going to move him. So it's a tough call. It really is. But Fangio, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel really have to determine like what they're going to do with this moving forward, because I think at this point it's almost becoming a distraction, right? Um, and I know Christian doesn't want this. He just feels like he needs to do this in order to get the money that's warranted to him. And that's the nature of the business. So I'm not mad at him for that. I can't be mad at him for that. And Donald Henry, I see you. I appreciate you coming through. He says this defense is not the same level without Wilkins. And I somewhat agree with you. I agree with you to a certain extent because we don't have the depth there. We don't have a Christian Wilkins in the middle like that. I think Christian Wilkins does bring another element to our defense, and he's like an emotional leader. I like the fact that he's chirpy and he gets after it. It helps. It helps the attitude of the defense. So I think we need to go ahead and get that one done. At this point, no Dalvin, get it done. That's my take on it. So appreciate y'all coming through. That's the Christian Wilkins situation. Now, guys I heard had good days in practice. Jalen Phillips, I heard he had a really good day in practice. Dominated a lot of reps. Quiet camp so far for the most part, right? But Jalen Phillips is always gonna be able to get sacks and make it difficult for tackles. Now, Austin Jackson, credit to Austin Jackson because he's kind of did a good job on Jalen Phillips for the most part during camp. I'm hearing that Austin Jackson has been good. So when the tackle is good and Jalen Phillips is, really trying hard to make plays, it's gonna make it difficult on him. So shout out to Austin Jackson for just really stepping up, and doing the right thing, Alex, I see you in the chat. It says CB, it destroys the locker room if you move him. It sets a bad example, and I do somewhat agree with this, right? Because he's our guy, and I know he's not. And what I want you guys to understand too is this is a business, right? And Christian Wilkins was brought in by the Brian Flores regime, right? Now, he's not Mike McDaniel's guy. And that's what I want you guys to understand, because people will say, hey, it looks bad on the locker room. I know it would because we drafted him, right? But guys you draft are not always guys you draft within the regime, right? He's not McDaniel didn't draft him. Flores drafted him, right? So if Mike McDaniel, if they were to move Christian Wilkins, right? He's been a good culture guy. He's been a great culture guy. But Mike McDaniels could go to the team in a team meeting and say, hey guys, we had to move Christian Wilkins. The numbers were just way off for us. We wish him the best, and um, he was a great guy for the organization. He just didn't fit what we were trying to do moving forward with the defense, especially since I didn't draft him, I didn't bring him in, so I have a specific idea of what I want for those guys, and Christian Wilkins may not be that exact fit or the mold for that. Like they may want to go value there. They may want to go value and not spend a lot of money on a defensive tackle. So I understand that, you think it could destroy the locker room, but Mike McDaniel could also have the conversations with the team regarding, I mean, because guys, they're professionals, they're grown men. They understand that, hey, this is a business. In order for Christian to get his money, they may need to trade him. Like, that's the nature of the business. It does look bad from the fan standpoint, but we're fans. I mean, we get attached to everybody who got the damn jersey on. And I think that's the problem with it. A lot of us is that we're just so caught up in the players, but that's hard not to do, right? Everybody wants to like players on their football team and love guys, right? I love guys, literally, no homo, like love guys on their team. But you got to understand that it's a business. So if they were to move Christian, it would be like, hey guys, he was brought in by the last regime. He just didn't fit what we were trying to do moving forward. We didn't want to spend that money in that area. We feel like it's better suited for spending at the safety level or the linebacker level because we need really good guys in that area. And we feel like we can get a thrifty guy at the defensive tackle position. So I know you guys say, hey, he's Greer's first pick in charge and a team captain. You tripping CB 100, and I get that. I get it, bro. I love Christian Wilkins, but don't think it can't happen. I loved Laremy Tunsil too, guys. Laremy Tunsil was one of the best Miami Dolphins offensive linemen that we brought in. Right, like if we can trade Laremy Tunsil, what makes you think for 2 first-round draft picks? What makes you think we won't trade a Christian Wilkins? Like, are y'all really being real with yourselves? Or do you have your Homer glasses on that damn much? Like, come on. Like, and who's a better football player? Laremy Tunsil or Christian Wilkins? Who's higher on the top 100 list? Is Laremy Tunsil on the top 100 list? Like, he's a pretty damn good football player. Like, y'all gotta to get 2 first-round draft picks for him. He gotta be solid. Gotta be solid. So it's anything is possible. And Q, you're right. It's possible. Anything is possible. That's what I want you guys to understand. So don't get yourself in a mode of loving players so much that you can't see the business side of the NFL. Right? Big Nick is a big Dolphins homer. Big fan. That's my guy. Big fan. Right? But you also got to see the business side of it, because the business side of it is very crucial. Right? And Christian Wilkins has dug his feet in. He's not practicing. He's not doing the 11-on-11 drills and stuff like that. It's tough. Tough situation to be in, especially when you're in camp. He's there every day. You really want to pay him, right? But what's it doing? What's it going to do to the rest of the team? What's it going to do for us moving forward? And I'm kind of getting to some of these comments right now. It's the CB makes a big difference where we are in relation to a championship. Yeah, I agree with that too. Because we really are trying to win a championship. That's what it's about at this point, right? Everybody wants to win a title, right? We put it together a team with 7 of the top 100 football players in the league on the roster. So of course we're trying to go win it. If we're trying to go win it, you got to figure out if Christian Wilkins is part of that puzzle that helps you go win it this year. Or if you do, you have an alternative? Are you going to trade him for another guy who's going to help us come in and be a piece? Are you going to send him to the Rams for Aaron Donald and something else? Like that's that. And see, that's where you guys don't. That's how I get you to take your homer glasses off, right? Because if I said, "Hey, they were going to, they're going to send Christian Wilkins to the Rams for Aaron Donald, and we're also going to send another player. Maybe we send a running back or something like that, or a receiver, Cedric Wilson. Like that would make you take off your homer glasses. Then you'd be willing to listen to me, right? So you gotta take it for what it is. I don't know the conversations they're having, but hey, there's definitely conversations being had. So y'all gotta understand that. Gotta understand that. And everybody's saying different scenario. Now we talking different scenario, right? So yeah. New Finland says so. Wilkins is a part of the next 2 years. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Yo, CB, you seen the ESPN link? I see it you on X, aka Twitter. Let me see. Let me see. Honestly, I haven't really been on there like that. I try to if you guys hit me on Twitter or X or whatever it is, right? I try to check out all the stuff you guys send me, the links. A lot of people send me stuff throughout the day of stuff they see. I love checking that stuff out and being able to go in and just kind of see what's popping with the news. Let me see the messages real quick. Let's see here. Man, I don't see it. I don't see it, but I'll send it again, bro. Send it again. I don't know what it was about, but man, yeah. Hey, we in here. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link for like 20 minutes. We're gonna talk for 20, 25 minutes at the max. I'm live for 55 minutes right now. I'll go for a few more minutes just to have fun with y'all for a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You already know what time it is. I know y'all want to get up here and talk a little bit, get it off your chest. Let me know what you think of the Tua picks. Am I tripping by being too optimistic or saying this is a learning experience or saying that, hey, we need him to throw the picks now? Like, what are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking? I see the homies popping in. TDR, the Dolphins realtor, was popping, bro. How you feeling? How you feeling tonight? You there?
Yo, 25 minutes, man. That's like a little teaser.
Hey, it is. It's a teaser, bro. I can't go with y'all all night. You know how y'all do. Y'all be trying to get after it, man. What's up with you? How you feeling?
I'm chilling, man. Ain't nothing really. I mean, what did we even learn today? You know?
Yeah, yeah. I think we didn't learn a lot today. I think that's the thing about football. Like guys go out there, practice, they play, they make good plays, they make bad plays. It's part of it, right? I mean, it doesn't tell us anything. I think once the games start, we'll have a better idea of what we're seeing and what's really real, right?
Yeah, well, so what Tua said, I mean, and I can only take him at his word, but he said that Harris, who to be one of his teammates, he knew that he does a lot of no look passes. And so he was
Yeah.
waiting for that, and it was the end of the play, and he just jumped it just in hopes that that was what it was going to be. And he was just right. So it wasn't even like, the guy read Tua. It was like he just was hoping, and he
And
threw it out there.
and that's what happens. Sometimes guys just guess right, and sometimes QBs guess wrong, and that could be the difference in the play. And ideally, you'd like for guys to check and make sure there's nobody there before you make that throw. And I think Tua next time will kind of scan the field a little bit more to see if that's the case, and not let it go there. He even said like, hey, I probably should have just threw that one in the dirt. Um, because if I was really scanning like I should have, like I probably would have saw him. So he even said himself, "Hey, I probably should have threw that one in the dirt." And if I had it back, I probably would. So learning experience, bro. Learning experience. Big Nick, what's good?
Okay, I'm gonna start with the 3 worst takes I heard all day.
Hey, hold up. Before you get, hey, I'm gonna get some guys in here because I'm not going long. I'm gonna get everybody in here
All
real
right,
quick. Everybody,
all right.
shout out to the homie Alex who just got in the members gang. What's good, Alex? What's good, Irv? What's good, Q? I
What's
see
going
y'all
on,
boys.
QB?
What's popping?
Hey, Irv.
What's up with
What's
you?
up,
What's up
Q?
with you?
I'm struggling with
Irv,
the
How
gold
you
Q.
medal.
doing, QB? How's your
I,
today?
I'm
You got some
struggling. I'm
Irv. You
struggling.
got some feedback. You got some feedback, Irv.
I'm I'm struggling with the gold medal position, but
Go ahead.
this
Go
is
ahead. Give it to me,
these,
Big
these
Nick.
are these are the candidates. These are the candidates. Right. The Dolphins will be picking 10th in the draft this year. If
Okay.
Christian Wilkins, if Christian Wilkins is asking for anything over 15 million, get rid of him.
What?
That's in your chat right now.
Damn.
Who said
That's
that?
that's in your chat
Crazy.
right now.
That was in my chat. Oh, you
That's
gotta
in your
police
chat
these
right now.
dudes. You
And
gotta
here's
police
here's
these
here's number
dudes.
three. Number three is a strong contender for gold medal of the worst takes of the day. If we find out that the Dolphins are trading Christian Wilkins for Aaron Donald, CB, really? Really,
Hey,
CB?
I'm just
Really,
saying,
CB?
bruh.
Really,
Hey,
CB?
hey,
Really?
Hey,
I
QB,
didn't
you
say it
you
was
you living a
happening.
dream scenario right there,
Really,
buddy.
CB?
Hey, I didn't.
I'm
Look. I didn't
gonna
say it
help
was
Christian
happening.
Pack. I'm gonna help him pack, bro.
Oh, so you gonna help him back if that's the
I'm
case?
gonna help him
Okay.
for Aaron Donald. I'm gonna help him
Yeah.
pack.
And that's the thing. What I'm saying is, you just don't know. Shit could be happening behind the scenes, bro. There's a reason
But
why Christian Wilkins isn't paid yet. Why is it?
no,
Why
it has a
why is it
reason.
taking so long? Why is it taking so
Okay,
long?
Because maybe they're
so
working things out. They're working things out
Right,
it's
with
but
Christian
how
right.
Wilkins,
long? Right,
right?
Alex. But how long does it take to work things out?
It takes
It
because of our cap situation next year, right? We got to work out what he's going to get this year, what he's
yeah,
going to agree to,
exactly.
what he's going to, because the way we want to do it, the way it's happening with these smart ass teams, they're paying their extended players really, they're not paying them until the third year. So you got to work out those
Yo,
first 2 years. What is the player willing to make those first 2 years? That's the holdup
I
according
get that.
to according to
So,
Locked On Dolphins
and what does he want?
and Kyle Krabs. That's some of the holdup.
So, and that could be the holdup, which is fair. It's a money situation. He wants to get his money in the first couple of years. He wants to get his guaranteed money, right?
He's
yo,
That's
gonna get
fair.
60
yo.
million. He's gonna get
But
60 million.
that's
That's a done deal. But
Hey,
that's
it's
got
how
go.
to
much
be a
he's gonna
tough
get paid.
situation.
It's how
It's
much he's
got,
gonna get paid this year and next
but
year.
see,
My
and
only thing
see,
is,
hold up. I'm gonna let TDR go, and then I'm gonna let Q go, and then I'm coming to you, Irv.
yo,
Go
can
ahead,
you can
TDR.
y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah,
now,
we can
Q.
hear
All
you.
right, bet. All right, bet.
I'll
Go
go
ahead,
after
Hey,
Irv,
TDR.
CB.
listen,
Okay.
so I feel like that's a really tough situation for the guy because he probably wants to get paid like
Okay.
he's seeing these other guys, but he doesn't got the sacks, man. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got the pressures. We get what how valuable he is, but sacks is what pays.
Oh, let's not. Hey, Nick, we're not having this conversation. We've had it countless times about these sacks and pressures. But you're right, TDR. Like he wants the money. He doesn't have the sack numbers. I think that's there's some gray area there in terms of like the money and the money he's willing to take and the money he's not willing to take. Now I think Christian could have had more sacks last year if our secondary was better, hands down, no doubt. I think if our
Yeah.
secondary wasn't giving up the butt, uh, he would have got more pressures, more sacks. But that wasn't the case. So now he's looking at the money, and I mean, I don't know. I can't. It's hard to speculate in terms of contracts and what the numbers are. But I know Christian Wilkins is dug in at this point, and he's not a big fan of playing until he gets the money he's owed.
Maybe we'll know more when once the Miami Dolphins make an actual offer.
But you don't think that Q? You don't think they made an actual offer already? Come on.
I don't think so because I think Wilkins the type of player that he wants to stay in Miami, right? It's the
Yeah.
reason why he hasn't hold out, in what you call it, in OTAs and the off season, right? Until now, right before the season starts, is when he starts holding in, right? And so I think once Miami makes an official offer, I think he might, his agent might dabble a bit, try to get as much as he can out of it, but it's not going to go more than what people think. I'm thinking it's below 20. I'm thinking it's below 20.
I would think so. I think it would be probably around 18, 19.
Yeah,
As
around that.
well. I think it's around that. I think Christian may be wanting 20 and he may be dug in on 20, 21. But I mean, we'll see how it works out, bro. Irv, what you got for us? Irv, you there? Take yourself off mute, Irv. No? Okay. Alex, go ahead, man. I know you had something you wanted to say on it.
Yeah. The thing is, CB, like I was telling you in the chat, it sends a bad message to the locker room. And that was one of the first picks that when Greer took over as a full-time GM.
Yeah,
And this is
I
the new
agree.
Dolphins. This is not the same old Dolphins. You want to
I
show. You want to
agree.
show that you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, CB.
No. I think you're.
I'm back, CB. My bad.
Oh, I think you're spot on. I'm gonna give it to you right after this. I think you're spot on. So I think it does kind of set a bad tone for the locker room because Christian has been nothing but a stand-up guy for the organization. You want to pay guys like that, right? But you also want to put yourself in a position to be successful the next couple years, and that's where you are with it. You got a bunch of other guys to pay. You got some guys coming off the books. It's just a numbers game at this point. And I know the numbers are probably very tight in regards to what he's wanting and what the Miami Dolphins are willing to pay him. I'm sure there's just
what's he due right now? Like 10 million?
He's due 10 million. Yeah, I think it's 10 million. And I think
10.7 million.
And he's leaving. I think he's gonna get like $40 to $50 million in guaranteed money. So that's a big difference.
No, I think he's gonna get 60.
60?
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
bands guaranteed.
Look, right now, the going rate, the market has been set. You're not going to pay Christian Wilkins 2-3 million less than the fourth best. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's three top, it ain't gonna be no $4 or $5 million drop off to Christian Wilkins. He ain't going for that. So and then
What
and
did
like he
Dexter
said,
Lawrence just get?
and like he said, he's the first pick of the rebuild by Chris Greer. He's the team captain. He always plays. He always shows up. He improves every year. The man even plays special teams and offense. And then you pay Tyreek, you bring in Chubb, you bring in Ogba, you bring in Byron Jones, you bring all these people that you paid that you didn't draft, and the heart and soul of your team, the first pick of the rebuild, you ain't gonna pay. That ain't going down.
I just want to reiterate what the homie H in chat said earlier, and I agree with him 100%. The statement that the Miami Dolphins need to make is they take care of their own. Right? You want players to be comfortable in on your team, right? To be safe on this team. And Christian Wilkins is that type of player where you need to keep him around because he's been that type of player for your team. He's been that anchor. He's been that locker room, locker room special, man. He's been keeping everything together, and I think if not Christian Wilkins, what player are you going to try to keep to this team just to make that statement that you take care of your own, right? You take care of your own players.
And I agree with you.
Hey, CB, I'm going to step out for a few minutes. I'm going to go eat dinner real quick.
All good, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Just a little bit longer. We'll talk a little defensive tackle stuff, and we'll be on a little bit longer. Appreciate you coming through, though, Alex.
Yeah, no problem. Give me about 15 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. All right, cool, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
So when we look at this list, let's try to figure out where Christian Wilkins fits in on this list, right? This is the 2023 defensive tackle average rankings in terms of money, right? Yeah, average salary for Aaron Donald is $31,600, right? Quinnen Williams, second, $24 million a year. Jeffrey Simmons, third, 23.5. Deron Payne, 22.5. Dexter Lawrence, 21.8. DeForest Buckner, 21. Javon Hargrave, 21. Chris Jones, 20. And I'm gonna go to number 10, and then I'm gonna stop there. Jonathan Allen, 18 million, and then Vita Vea, 17,750.
So wait,
So
you can't really count Chris Jones because Chris Jones is about to get a contract extension.
yeah.
Chris
So
Jones he's going to be right up somewhere, right up under the. Probably going to be number 3.
he should probably be in that range for sure. And until they pay him, we don't know that for sure. But he's going to get definitely. He should get an increase in pay. Now, where would Christian Wilkins be on this list though?
And a 9 to going down.
So
he's gonna be like in the. I think he's good. Like in the 8, 9. Well, let me see. He's gonna be like around the 11 to 9 range.
Damn, Irv, your mic's so loud. Hold on one second. Why your mic so loud, bro?
Because chicks. Only reason y'all saying that is chicks dig the long ball. It's the sacks for y'all. That's what do it for y'all.
But I'm not.
But I see so much more.
But and I get what you're saying. You see a lot more. But where would you put him on this list? Like, I mean, what's your thoughts?
So you gonna tell me Dexter Lawrence is that much?
Big Nick, what gave all these D tackles right here the money? You tell me what? Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So that, Big Nick, but
wait. But what I'm saying is, if you take away sacks from their game, and you keep Christian at his ears, who's making the money then? Who's making the money then?
But that's not the case.
Right.
Listen.
That is
Christian
the case. No,
Wilkins
it's only the case. Listen.
Christian Wilkins
just like I explained. Wait.
The conversation is special as is.
No.
You know
first you gotta peel back the shiny objects. Just like I said, the only reason people like you and people keep bringing up the sacks is because the only people that count that shit is the marketers in the NFL and you guys, right?
Well,
the rest of the coaches.
No. We're talking about money.
Let's not.
Hey, CB, do you hear me better? Do you hear me better now?
How you gonna tell me?
How you
gonna sit up there and tell me? How you gonna sit up there and tell me a play?
Hold on,
play.
Big Nick, hold on a second.
A play that may happen. A total of 120 snaps between both teams.
Can I chime in a bit?
3 times. That might not even happen.
But
it's more valuable.
Nick,
it's more valuable than all the other stuff that Christian Wilkins brings to the table.
And I'm not telling you that. And I think you get hung up on this. You really get hung up on this conversation between pressures and sacks and other plays in the game. Bro, I get what you're saying. It's not. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the beast. Right. The nature of the beast is that guys get paid to sack the quarterback.
Right, because they market that.
Edge rushers, right? Edge rushers, bro. Edge rushers get paid based on their sack totals. That's their goal is to.
Yeah, but CB again, I disagree with that sentiment because the elite of the elite defensive tackles, and I understand for the most part, the job of the defensive tackle is to eat up blocks and allow the linebackers to shoot the gaps, right? Mm-hmm. We already know that. But when you're putting the cream of the crop, what they do is they get pressures and they get sacks. That's what the elite of the elite do at the defensive tackle position while they stuff the run. And Christian Wilkins is not great, but I think he deserves to get paid more than the likes of guys like, Grady Jarrett, for example, or the dude from Buffalo, Ed Oliver, Vita Vea. I think because he is at the top of his game when it comes to run stuffing, right? He's very quick off the blocks. He just sideswiped guys and just gets tackles for loss in the backfield. He's the best at doing that. And I feel like he should get paid based on that, and that's where he's at.
And when we go to the list, when we go to the list. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. So when we go to the list and look at where Ed Oliver is, he's making $17 million a year. I would be fine with paying Christian Wilkins $18 to $19 million. But I can almost guarantee you that's not what he's looking to get paid. I think if he was offered that, I think if he's all, I think if the Dolphins offered that, like he wouldn't take it, and I don't know if that's the case or not.
I
I'm just
disagree with that.
do you, so do you think if he was offered 18 million, he'd take it?
He take it.
Here's the
I don't
thing,
know. Hey,
CB.
pose the
Go ahead,
question
Todd.
real
Hey,
quick.
Go ahead. Let me let Todd go real quick. Todd, what's good with you? How you feeling, bro?
What's up, Todd?
What's going on? You got to remember in Fangio's defense, though, we're going to get a lot of four-man pressures. It's not a lot of blitzing. He only blitzes certain times. So this is when we're going to need him to step up with that pass rush and get to that quarterback.
So, and I get what you're saying, but check this out. And this is what I want you guys to understand about pressuring the quarterback with 4, right? Fangio is not a big blitz guy. He's not going to send a lot of blitz. But what he is going to do is stunt the shit out of these guys, right? And honestly, stunting is not a individual beat the guy type. It's a team thing. It's a 4 men working together to get to the quarterback. It's not one guy beating one man constantly. It's not that. So that's what I want you guys to understand. He's creating mismatches by sending guys in different directions. Right. It's not, hey, Christian Wilkins, go rush the guy in front of you and go beat him. No, that's not that's not what it is. So since it's not that, I'm not sure they're willing to shell out that type of money for a guy who's going to be a system guy. Like,
I know you're
going. That's what I want you guys to understand.
Would you be willing to do a $19 million?
Hold on.
One at a time.
Hey, don't talk over each other, bro. That shit is annoying. Todd, go ahead.
Yeah.
Willing to do a $19 million contract with incentives with sacks, maybe up to 22?
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. Like
incentives, though.
I'm willing to do 18, and I'm willing to do incentives up to 20.
ACB, may I comment on what you said about the scheme itself?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. I think Christian Wilkins, I think he's going to get opportunities to increase his pressures and maybe increase his sacks because this scheme in particular allows defensive linemen to get up the field more and penetrate instead of just filling gaps, right? And clogging up those gaps. Yeah, I think it's going to allow them to get more downfield and get after the quarterback because that's what you need from your interior defensive linemen. You need them to be able to create pressure from within. So, with now they're going to be, and, with Vic Fangio's scheme, he's going to be able to utilize a variety of different fronts like bear fronts and these 5-2 invert fronts and all these different things to help and help the defense, to help the defensive tackles get pressure.
Right.
And I think with guys, with having guys like Phillips and Chubb to be able to, get around the corner and blitz and get after these quarterbacks, you're going to have, Wilkins getting, one-on-one matchups and probably get to the quarterback more often. So it'll probably help him. And if he's getting paid based on projection, maybe they pay him on that, on what he's going to be able to do in the scheme.
I think that's just hold on. I'm going to get to you, Big Nick. Right after this, I'm coming to you. So I think it's just hard to pay a defensive tackle based off projection because you don't know, right?
Yeah, it's not a guarantee.
And it's not a guarantee, and it's a new scheme, right? It's a new scheme. We haven't even seen how we're gonna line up and look in the scheme, right? Now, Christian Wilkins, like I said, he's a really good football player, but Fangio may think that, I could get the same type of production from a guy who's making $10 million a year because of the way I'm going to scheme them, because of the way I'm going to stunt them in the defense, right? Stunts don't call for guys making a bunch of one-on-one plays against the defender. It's a really unit-based thing, and you got to understand that they just may be thinking that, damn, we just don't want to spend that type of money at this position. And I think that's fair. Go ahead, Big Nick. Go ahead.
Let me come at it from this perspective, right? But before I get started, I have to ask, we all understand there's a difference between can't do something and haven't done something, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, so if we acknowledge that, if we acknowledge there's a difference between those two, then you will go to, okay, well, haven't done it, right? So you will take a look at this particular system and the team that Christian Wilkins has been playing for, where he's played in front of subpar linebackers his entire time of being in the NFL, and the
True.
Dolphins was known for being gutted up the middle running the ball. Is it possible? Is it possible that Christian Wilkins' first obligation to this defense was his run fits before he gets to the quarterback? If anything, because of those subpar linebacker play that he had behind him. Is it possible that, and that is possible, is it also possible that Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, whoever went to Vic Fangio, maybe Fangio himself said, you know what? This guy's number one thing was run stop. He couldn't get to the quarterback because of the subpar linebacker.
That's
play
exactly
that
what
we
I
had.
was about to say.
It could be a possibility because we get confused with can't and haven't. Just because he haven't done it, and nobody knows what Christian Wilkins' job has been the entire 4 years he's been on this team. Nobody knows.
Big
But
Nick,
we're so quick to say
Correct.
just
I'm
because
gonna.
he haven't done it, he can't
Hold up.
do it.
Let him land. Let him land. Let
So
him
that's
land.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If you acknowledge that
I want to give you a little bit of pushback on that.
then come on.
Yeah, I just want to give you a little bit of pushback on that. You're not requiring. You don't want Christian Wilkins eating up blocks, right, and filling gaps. You want this guy penetrating. You want him to get after the quarterback, right? Because if his job was just to eat up blocks and allow these linebackers to penetrate,
Let him finish. Let him
But
finish.
he has to acknowledge that he does penetrate. He led the NFL in tackles for loss.
no, I know that, but you want him penetrating. That's what you want him to. You want him to attack. You know, because that's Raekwon Davis is going to be the one eating up those gaps, eating up those blocks to allow those linebackers. You want Christian Wilkins to get after that fucking quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. I don't necessarily think that's true. And this is my thing. You guys don't know the defensive philosophy that Boyer had, and that he was trying to instill, right? So we don't know that philosophy. If we knew that philosophy, we can make that assumption. I think defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen are always going to be responsible for plugging the gaps first, run first, making sure guys are not running up your gaps, because that's kind of their responsibility. Just make sure we're not getting gashed in the run game, right? So I think it's always going to be run priority first. And I think rushing the passer is going to be secondary to them, because that is something that the edges are responsible for doing, keeping contained and really forcing the quarterback into the pocket and being able to get around and sack that guy. So,
can I steal man that argument?
And
sorry,
go ahead,
I think I'm on a
TDR.
lag, bro.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, Dalvin Cook just went to the Jets. Ezekiel Elliott just went to the Patriots. Now we know what they're about to do. We have a major concern with the run stop. So did Christian Wilkins' value just go up?
Very good point.
And honestly, it probably, his value for our team probably went up for sure. We need him in the rotation right now. Honestly, we're going to face some good running football teams. I think he knew that all along, though. I think he just knows, hey, what I bring to practice, what I bring every day to the team is valuable. Let me hold in, show them that, hey, I'm willing to dig my feet in the sand, and you guys figure out the money situation.
Right.
So I agree with you in regards to that, but it's like, hey, if Fangio doesn't value you like that, or he doesn't value you in his scheme like that, then it's just going to be very difficult to leverage that if Fangio doesn't see the value in it.
Can I add on? Can I add on?
Go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Q.
And I agree with both sides. I agree with what you're saying, CB. I agree with the Big Nick. I agree with what Herb said, because typically the stereotypical stature that Vic Fangio looks for in a D tackle is a Raekwon Davis type of stature, right? Not normally he wouldn't go for a guy like Seawilk, because Seawilk, he's kind of a shorter stature, but maybe in a sense, on the basis of responsibility, where Wilkins was responsible for being the interior guy to gapping, which is a big responsibility, which means you have to look out for both A gaps. Whereas in Fangio's scheme, he would take less responsibility, and maybe that would help him penetrate more on passing downs, right, and get those sacks. And like Big Nick said, does even if he hasn't done it yet, doesn't mean he can't do it. Right?
And I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe this scheme and a change in responsibility and all these stunts and 6'1", 5'2", whatever stunts you want to talk about, maybe it'll help him progress towards that, right?
But you see, Q, I didn't mean what I meant was I don't what I meant by my comment when I retorted Big Nick is that I just don't want Christian Wilkins just being there to fill up, eat up blocks and fill up gaps. I want him to be more a violent, penetrating, the pocket type of presence in the interior. You know what I'm saying? Because we have other guys that can eat up blocks and stuff like that. But yeah, obviously that's part of Christian Wilkins' job description is to do that. But I just want him to be right.
We don't want him to do that in this defense. We don't want him to do that in this defense, but maybe he had to do that in that defense.
Yeah,
in Blair's defense, I agree. He had to eat up blocks. Yeah.
And that may have been the case. Hey, Mountie, what's good with you, man? What's going on, bro?
What's good, man? Hey, Nick. You hit the nail right on the head, brother. Because my argument with some other individuals in our fan base was, based on we know Christian Wilkins is a good talent. He can do it all, but why he shouldn't get as much as why he shouldn't get 20 million or whatever is because he don't get the sacks. Well, if you look at our scheme that we were running under Boyer, dude, we had inferior linebacking. So Christian Wilkins had to focus more on the running back, the backfield. So you mean to tell me if he's led the league in tackles for losses, he can't go after the quarterback? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what some of these guys are telling me?
And I want to correct that. It wasn't tackles for loss. It was run stops, which is a big difference. It was run stops.
He did have 16 tackles for loss, though. He did have 16 tackles for loss, which is a lot.
It is a lot.
and Mountie, so, I agree. And Mountie, I agree with you to a certain extent too. I'm not saying that he can't do it. I mean, I think sky's the limit for Christian Wilkins in this scheme. But I think in deploying a scheme like Vic Fangio will deploy, that's not based on guys just rushing their gaps and using like the leverage of guys to stunt and bring Jalen Phillips around into the middle and get pressure that way, right? By slanting guys left and right and bringing guys into different gaps. I just don't know if we'll see the type of production from Christian Wilkins that will garner paying him the $20+ million a year. And of course, I think Christian Wilkins is a fantastic player, but I also think Christian Wilkins got a lot of tackles last year because we had inferior linebacking, like you guys said. I don't think if we had good linebacker play that Christian Wilkins has the numbers he has.
Then maybe he has 6 more sacks. Then maybe he has 6 more sacks.
And that could be. It could be. I'm not sure.
Finally, obviously, probably somebody Carlos Dansby or Zach Thomas. Finally, we got David Long, somebody who can come in the middle of the field.
Yes,
and guys are both the lightning, man. If he can stay healthy, he's our guy.
And I was where you're at now, CB. Trust me, I was. Except I wasn't tripping on the sacks, right? I was at the price range. I was between 16 and 18 million, right? And then I started looking at these guys getting paid, all these guys getting paid, and I know in my heart of hearts that you take away the sacks. Christian Wilkins has had a better career so far than everybody he was drafted with.
Yeah,
and that's fair. I think he's a better player than Ed Oliver, right?
And Dexter Lawrence.
So I'm fine with paying him that type of money. I'm fine with paying him a little bit more than Ed Oliver. I think if Christian Wilkins if the system was better for Christian Wilkins, if our defense was better last year, Christian Wilkins' numbers would have been way better. If we had a better secondary, if we had better linebackers, he would have had better numbers. He would have had more sacks.
That's right.
That's I mean that's facts. So I'm not mad at paying Christian Wilkins because I think he's only gonna get better. I think he'll get better in this system. I think he's gonna have better numbers, right? But I think he's thinking the same thing. Hey, I got better linebacker play. I got a better secondary behind me. I'm gonna eat this year, right? So I think the Miami Dolphins are better off paying him now because if you don't pay him now and he goes out and kills it this year, he's really going to be asking for more money, and we probably won't be able
to 25.
We're not going to be able to pay him, right? And I think the Miami Dolphins put themselves in this position by always waiting too late to pay guys.
I got a question real quick.
Go ahead.
If Miami decides, and this is we're just talking. Right,
hypothetical.
If Miami, hypothetical. If Miami decides not to pay him, will Christian Wilkins ask for a trade? Will he be asking for a trade?
I think
they don't get,
you have no option, right? I mean, that's what I mean. You gotta ask for a trade at that point.
Technically, Miami Dolphins have 3 years, a 3-year hold over Christian Wilkins right now. You got him this year, you can franchise him next year and the year after that. But I don't think they would do that for the year after that. But what I'm saying is this year is 10.7, next year franchise is 16. That's $26 million right there.
I think it's going to
not
go up
good math. It's not good math to do that. It's better math to get Christian in right now for 4-point-something million this year and 10-point-something next year, and then let the money kick in. And when we have all that money in 25, when we're only going to have like 18 players under contract.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
When you break it down like that, it makes much more sense.
Right.
It does make sense when you break it down like that. If Christian Wilkins is,
and I'm not Chris Greer. I'm not Chris Greer.
Yeah, and you can do that.
Are you
right? He might be. You might be Chris Greer, bro.
You can pay him a total of about $15 million between this year and next year, as opposed to $26 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we late to the party on Christian Wilkins. We should have locked him up probably last year. And got him at a way cheaper rate. And
I keep telling you we couldn't last year. I keep telling you that.
Man, you keep saying we couldn't, bro. They could have made that money work. They could have figured it out.
We wouldn't have got Chubb. We wouldn't have got Chubb. We wouldn't have got Ramsey.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. I'll take Ramsey and Chubb because Ramsey and Chubb will be fantastic players for us this year. They really will be playing for us late in the year and helping us make this playoff run. So I'm looking forward to those guys getting back. But man, let's go ahead and do final takes. I told y'all I was only going. Y'all got me over time again, bro. Always.
Hey, I ain't got no final take, but I'm gonna head out.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, Q, bro. Always.
All right, big Reese.
Hey, y'all be good now. Y'all be good. Y'all stay up.
All right, bro. Hey, what them Steelers gonna do, man?
Hey, I'm gonna keep down a hush, bro. we sneaky with it, bro. We coming with it, bro.
Y'all flying.
All right, Steelers looking good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, all I know,
that defense.
All I know, that man ain't had a losing record.
They did.
Oh, that man ain't had a losing record yet. You can't never count them out.
Tomlin the beast, bro.
My final take is this. I wonder what Dolphins fans are going to be saying when it's time to pay Jalen Waller $30 million a year.
Golly. It's coming. We're gonna have to pay. We're gonna have some dues to pay. The way these dudes playing, we're gonna have some dues to pay.
When Javon Holland get 25, 24 a year.
When Jalen Phillips
open up some GoFundMe right now.
Bro, for real.
Jalen Phillips get 36.
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, there's so many dudes we're gonna have to pay. Like, we have 7 players. We have 7 players on the top 100, guys. I know you have those type of players on your roster because they're good players. But when it's time to pay them guys, and you got younger guys who are coming up and getting on that list too, you're gonna be like, damn, like how are we gonna manage this shit? Like that's why we really do have a window of, hey, we need to go win a chip right now.
After the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, this year, this is going to be the 3 highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Burrow, number 1. Tua number 2, Lamar Jackson number 3. Watch.
Ooh. Hey, if Tua go win a
Watch.
chip,
Well,
you gotta pay
Lamar's
that.
already under contract, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lamar already got a contract. He's the highest paid right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Burrow's going to kill the market. Burrow's just
Oh
going to
yeah,
destroy
he
the
is.
market.
That's probably gonna happen first before Tua gets his bag. So
Yeah.
It got to happen before Tua gets
It's
his
gonna
bag.
happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
shit.
Trust me. They gotta pay that man.
He's
Unless
gonna
he
destroy the
get
market.
hurt. Unless he get hurt, and then they could use it as leverage. Like, bro, you
Yeah, that's
haven't
the
been
only
healthy
way,
like
though.
that. Yeah, it's the
Even
only
if
way.
he get hurt, they're gonna pay him Justin Herbert money.
Oh yeah.
That's how good
I
that
can
man
see
is.
that. I can see that. I can see that. Hey, but appreciate you
Alright,
coming through, Big Nick.
fins up, man. Be safe, y'all.
Fins up, bro. Fins up. TDR, Dolphins Realtor, give me your final take, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. You've been more consistent lately. I like that, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm definitely trying. I like hearing from all you guys. So I try to get here, but man, my life has been busy.
Yeah, I feel that, man. The family, the kids, I know how it be, man. That family life.
Hey, so completely in left field. I feel like Ezekiel Elliott. I feel like Elijah Higgins and Eric Ezukama are severely underrated for what they're about to do this year.
Okay.
And I think that I am following along with the vision of having like these violent yak guys underneath to kind of to be on the other side of the ball for the vertical stretch that is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So we'll see if I'm right. A lot of people disagree with me, but I feel like I'm right.
I think you're kind of on point, man. I think, look, the best offensive coordinators, I always say this, the best offensive coordinators use the entire field, right? And if you can stretch teams out and you can use different parts of the field and use the underneath to your advantage once they get on Tyreek and Waddle and make sure they're honed in on those guys, the field becomes a lot more open and there's going to be opportunities for guys to eat in those windows. So that's where Higgins, Ezukama, Chosen, Anderson, Barrios, those guys got to come in and make plays. When Tyreek and Waddle are keeping these defenses on their toes, they're pushing those safeties back. You got to be able to come in underneath and eat. So I can see it happening, man. I just want that run game to go along with it to really put that pressure on them in the play action, because I know that's going to be a major key in terms of us like moving the football.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. It's coming.
It's coming, man. I appreciate you coming through, bro. Appreciate you coming through.
Sir. All right. Later.
We lost somebody. I don't know who we lost, man. Irv, what you got for me, bro?
Not much, man. I mean, listen, I know everybody's overreacting about the Tua stuff. Relax. It's practice.
It's practice.
Listen, the guy is one of the best processors in the NFL. He goes through his reads very well. He sees the field well. Like, listen, this is what practice is. It's for you to work on things that you struggle against. You're trying new things. You're challenging yourself every day. You're trying to make throws that you wouldn't attempt in a game, but you're testing yourself, and that's the whole thing of practice. So that's all I'm saying. Let's see these guys, take it day by day and just, hope these guys just continue to improve every day, man.
Yeah, man.
That's all I gotta say.
I think they're getting there, bro. And I think it's building brick by brick, taking the reps, failing forward, and just, learning from their experiences, bro. Watching the tape, getting in the classroom, and just getting better every day. So looking forward to it, bro. It's gonna be a real fun season, bro. It's gonna be, hey, look, there's gonna be some ups and downs. There's gonna be some losses, right? We're gonna be pissed off at times, right? But I think it's gonna be a fun season. I think overall we'll have a really good season. I think it'll be a blast.
That's a fact.
Hey, appreciate you coming through, bro.
Hey, man, anytime, bro.
Always, bro. Later. Hey, that's the homie Irv. Shout out to everybody who came through on the panel tonight, hopped on, talked to me for a little bit. It was good. It was good chatting it up. Joint practices again tomorrow. I'll probably be live tomorrow night to discuss the second day of joint practices. We play Saturday. The guys will have Friday off most likely. Probably do some walkthroughs, watch some film, do some special team stuff, special teams walkthroughs. And then Saturday we got the game. I might live stream the game Saturday, so be around for that. We'll see if it's on NFL Network and where I'm watching it and stuff like that. We'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. But really appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate the homie Alex for becoming a member. Shout out to the homie Alex, 13 in the crew. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, bro. You know how we do. We go up. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie Alex Rene Diaz for becoming a member. Shout out to all of you too. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming through. We're growing brick by brick. We're at 954 subscribers, almost to 1K. Last week I was probably at like 890 or something like that, 870. So it's growing. Brick by brick, one person at a time. I appreciate everybody coming through. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. It's Finn's Take with CB83, and your boy is out this bad. Y'all have a good week. Kill it tomorrow. Let's get it.
Came from the bottom, that's foreign. I swear that I'm up for the sun in the morning. Oof, hey, I gotta flex. I need a Nike bag, give me the check. I need the money and power, respect, but I promise I'm repping the O to the dead. Hey, oof, I sort them out of my way. I don't got nothing to say.